I just lost everything. What do I do? This is the question I asked myself to see what I would do if I lost my followers, my money, my resources, and my social footprint. How would I start over from scratch today? Now, I have built multiple businesses and I have made a lot of money, but I used to be broke and I was broke for more of my life than I had money. So I feel like if you dropped me in the middle of the forest and told me I had to make my way out, I could. So I wanted to walk you through step by step what I would do today with today's circumstances if I had to start from nothing. So you can use some of it to implement right away. Okay. The first thing I would do, and I highly recommend you write this down and rewind and pause as needed. Okay, are you ready? Let me know in the comments right now. Say, I am ready for this. This is what I came here for. Let me know. And make sure you are subscribed to my channel. The very first thing I would do in today's world is I would get a ChatGPT account. And before you say, wait a minute, you lost everything. How are you doing that? ChatGPT has a free version. And that free version lets you do so much before you even have to pay. And I'm telling you right now, if it's me, I'm finding a way to find the $20 that gets me the first month of the pro account because it's even more powerful and it will be worth it. I'm doing odd jobs. I'm helping people around locally. I'm running errands. I'm like recycling cans. I'm so serious. This is what I'm doing if I'm thinking about how do I get myself the most well equipped for this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use ChatGPT and their deep research and their search web functions. These are two different functions they have. Search the web or deep research. Search web is pretty fast. Deep research takes like 10, 20 minutes to finish, maybe even longer. And I'm going to ask it, what are some things? These are my interests. These are my skills. This is my experience. What are some things that I could do to make money? What could I sell? What could I offer that is also what people want to buy right now in the current situation, current times? And I'm going to study, and I'm especially going to use that deep research function that ChatGPT has, because it's going to go all over the internet and scour for information for me. I'm going to act like it's my first employee before I even have one. So I'm going to be more equipped than the person that I was 10, 20 years ago, okay? That's the first thing I'm going to do. Then I'm going to take some of that information that it's giving me, and I'm going to make a decision. I'm not going to sit around for days and weeks and go back and forth on what it is and if it goes wrong, because time is of the essence. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least I got started. So I'm going to choose one that just feels right, feels like it could work, and that feels like connected to me a little bit, right? It has to be connected, because if I'm not really into it, I'm just doing it to make a dollar, I'm not going to continue to do it. It won't be sustainable. I'm going to take that information, that niche, that topic, that idea, and I'm going to start researching it on YouTube, which again is free to use. And I'm going to see if I can find a tutorial, a walkthrough, a demo, somebody teaching me step by step how to do this thing or giving me an overview of how it works. And I'm going to look for more than one from different angles. I'm going to only look for things that are in the last 24 months because I want to be as up to date as possible. So that is my next step. So I may take 1 or 2 days on ChatGPT, and I may take 1 or 2 days on YouTube. And I'm just taking notes the entire way. If I'm not great at writing notes, I'm maybe doing an audio on my phone so I can remind myself. But I'm making sure that I'm spending the right amount of time locked in, because time is of the essence. Okay. Then I am going to open one of two things. One of them costs money right away. One of them does not, but costs money a little bit later. I'm either going to open a school account, skool.com, which is a membership platform that lets me have people inside of my own group that I can talk to. And it's 14 days free and then $9 a month on the hobby version of it from that point on. So if I'm going to choose that one, I'm going to say I need $9. And if I don't have $9, I'm going again to go out and get it. I'm going to do what I got to do. Collect coins, flip things, go to garage sales, do what I have to do. Okay. Then I'm going to start that. If I start that, then I know I have 6 weeks to make something happen for $9. And if I lock in, I'm making something happen. Okay. So I have my information. I know kind of the lane I'm in. I'm going to choose between a school or a stand store, STAN, stand store. Stand store is like a place where you can just have digital products just linked to it or phone calls with you just linked to it. So it's like your checkout page. And the reason I would choose both if I could make it work financially and probably would like personally would make both of them work. But the reason I would choose one or the other is because I just want to lock in. I just want to send people to one place and lock in over and over and over again. So if I choose Stand Store, it does cost $20 a month for the regular version standard or $100 a month for the Pro. The Pro would give me auto DMs so I could reach out. I could do stuff on social. It would give me an email sequence where I could like have an automated emails going out to people who buy or who get my freebies. But I'm going to choose one or the other, right? If I choose school because it's less expensive, I'm going to name it something that is easy to understand and is direct. I am not in this situation going to be funny with it, going to be cute. I'm going to be straightforward so that people who are looking for this type of thing are able to find it, or if I show it to them, they know right away what it is. So it's not something ethereal, something that is vague, something that is broad and sounds artsy and sounds good, but doesn't really explain what this is about. So I'm going to choose a name that helps me. If I do Stan, I'm going to think through what one item I can sell as a digital product, which would be like a PDF, a video, a short course, a guide, something like that, for between $7 and $27. And I'm also going to think about what could I have that's a freebie, that's a portion of that, that kind of is the first thing you would do in order to need the thing that is paid. And I'm going to put both of them up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm choosing between the two. One of them is great for one thing, the other is great for the other. If I have to choose, I'm going to go with school because school will help me start to gather people and help me keep up with people. And even when I'm figuring other stuff out, I can be talking to them and thinking through, okay, what kind of feedback are they giving me that might help me even more with the right product? So if I have to choose and I can't get both, I'm choosing school. Okay. And I'll think about what my stand store will be later. The next thing I'm going to do, are you with me so far? Let me know in the comments if you are writing this down, if you're with me. You understand where I am right now. So I've lost everything, have no audience, have no YouTube channel, starting from scratch. So I have we have the ChatGPT set up, freebie. If you can type an email, you can talk to ChatGPT. You can have a conversation with it and ask it questions. I have my school set up. I'm studying on YouTube. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to put a little bit into the school membership so that people have something when they get there. But now it's a matter of how do I get people in there? One thing I'm going to do is start a YouTube channel from scratch. If you have Gmail, you have a YouTube channel already. Like you have the ability to just start one. If you don't have Gmail, get Gmail and you could do that. So I would have Gmail. I'd make sure I had Gmail and then I would start a YouTube channel. And if I didn't know the logistics of the step by step, what buttons do I push? What do I do? How do you upload? What do these words mean? I would go to YouTube itself and search for that question so I can find videos that take me through the process. I would also ask ChatGPT to give me a very simplified version of how do I do this. I want to put my first video up. Where do I even start? So I'm studying that over the first few days. So we already have so much that I'm doing in those first few days, but I'm locked in. Okay. So now I'm going to plan out my schedule and I'm going to plan out my game plan for what I'm going to film. I'm going to either have a phone or borrow a phone, ask somebody to film me. I'm going to go find a friend and we're going to record. Now, I didn't say I lost my phone, so I'm going to assume I have my phone because I had my phone when I was truly, really homeless and really broke 10 years ago. So I had access to a phone. So I'll take that phone and I'll do verticals for short videos and I'll turn it on the side as landscape for longer videos. And then I will upload that inside of the YouTube mobile app. And I'll give it a title and I will give it a thumbnail, a picture, and I will do my very best, right? I'll use products that have a freemium version to them, meaning free to use for a short amount of time or to a limit, and then you pay if you want more. I'm going to find that. I used to do that more than a decade ago when I was working in a different industry. I wanted this industry magazine that gave me contact information for people so I could ask them for a job. And it cost a lot of money, it cost like $99 a month or something, and I couldn't afford that. So what I would do is I went and I saw that there was a 30-day free trial. So I said, I'm going to do every single thing I need to do in these 30 days, and I'm going to use it until my trial is up, and then I'll cancel. And I don't think I ended up ever canceling because I think something came through that helped me keep it. So it just goes to show, like, if you do a little bit of research and go a little bit further, you can find ways. Like, there are people who don't really pay a penny for most of these things because they're using the free version. So that's what I would do. I would think through, okay, I have this topic that I want to talk about. If I look on YouTube, I'm able to figure out what titles I should have. I mean, there are thousands of videos that teach you how to write a good title, teach you how to make a good thumbnail, teach you all these things. And if I'm me, then I can't do this, but thankfully you're not me, right? So you can, if you're in this situation right now and you're trying to figure out all these steps, I teach all that. I teach it in your first 5K. I even have a YouTube accelerator and it's only $50 per year. So if you look in the description below, before I tell you the rest of what I would do, I want you to know that for $50, you can learn all of this. You have support of more than 2,000 people with you, and people are making money in there every single day. This is not a promise that you'll make money, but it's a promise that I give you as much valuable information as I possibly can. So what I'm doing, as going back to this person who has lost everything, is I'm looking for help. They say look for the helpers. I'm looking for help. I'm looking for, not will you hand me money necessarily, but can you give me the information? Can you unlock this for me? Can you do that? And you might be saying, well, that's $50. I don't have that $50. I would go out and get it, which I did multiple times when I was broke. Go out and get it. B, if you can't go out and get it for any reason, YouTube is free. And people who you follow who have paid offers generally have free YouTube or other lead magnets for free. Go out there and be a lead magnet fiend. You might have an inbox that's full of all of their marketing because you took their freebie, but hey, use the freebie. Collect the freebies until you can afford more. So those long form videos are meant to start to bring people into my school. And I know it's not going to happen overnight, but I am going to study and I'm going to figure out how do I get 5 views, 10 views, 20 views on this video. I'm also going to use shorts on YouTube because shorts bring people into my longer form and more people see shorts on in general. And then my long form will be used to actually convert people into my school. Now, I forgot to mention that my school membership, although I'm paying $9 a month, is going to be free for the customer because it's going to be a free version. And that free version is going to be for anybody who wants to sign up. I get to say yes or no if they can come in. I get to ask them questions so I can vet them a little bit. But I'm going to have a tier model. So we were talking about freemium before. School has freemium now. So what I'm going to do is say it's free for you to come in and get the posts and get a little information from me in the classroom. And then you pay me $49 a year or $99 or $200 a year to have more from me, to have a call with me maybe. Maybe you can have a call. You may say, well, where am I going to do these calls? School lets you do video calls from within the group. So as long as you have a phone or a laptop, you can do bonus videos within the group. So you can kind of see how it works out, how it makes sense for people. Okay. So I'm sending people into my free membership. I'm giving them the opportunity to pay me more if they want more proximity to me, if they want to be closer to me, if they want more information from me. You know, you can give a little bit of a stair step of, okay, you get this, and now I'm adding this other thing. Are you still with me? Does this make sense? Then on top of that, I might be thinking, okay, let me get on some calls with people because I can probably help them. I'm either going to do free calls so I can see what people need and then make them offers for something that is paid, like a call, another kind of call, or a longer call, or a package of calls. Or I'm going to charge $30, $50, $100 for the call itself. I probably, being me, would test both. I would just do both and see which one makes me more money. But my goal, my hyper focus is going to be how do I bring in money as quickly as possible so I can prove this out, so I can have more resources. Now, when you're researching back with the chat GPT and the YouTube and you're kind of putting things together, you want to search for a pain point. You want a painkiller solution, not just a vitamin, because time is of the essence. Say that in the comments if you're hearing me. Time is of the essence. So in this case, you're not so much going to follow your bliss, but if you're trying to make money right now, and if I'm trying to make money right away, so I can eventually do the thing that helps me follow my bliss. I'm looking for something that I feel has an interest in, something that I feel like I'm, aligned with, but something that is a pain point. I can help one person with one type of person with one specific type of need, really specific. One example is an offer that I made and that I have, which is List Builder Pro, which is people, it's known that if you have an email list, you'll make at least $1 per email per month. That's usually the standard, and some people make a lot more than that. And so people want emails. They want people on their list. So I came up with List Builder Pro because I said, how do I help people get the first 1,000 emails on their list in 90 days? It's a very specific pain point that I'm helping them, and it has a now factor. It has a, yes, I want that now. No, I don't want to wait for that. So that's the type of thing you're going to look for. It does not have to be for other entrepreneurs. It can be for businesses, for small businesses, for local ones. It could be something where you live in a city. Again, if it's me, let's say, and I've done this before, by the way, I live in a city and I'm like, well, people are adopting AI really fast online, but maybe it hasn't made it to these brick and mortar places. So let me go here, and there. So I'll go door to door. Hey, would you like me to build you a website? Hey, would you like me to build you some sort of automated thing that does XYZ? Because I'm going to teach myself how to do this. Now, right now, I want you to look at the description in the description below. And I want you to know that although I'm going to keep telling you how you can do this and how I would do it, I have made it really simple for you to start a digital product business by creating business in a box, essentially. So it is plug and profit is what I'm calling it, where you take what the product that I already sell and already have made pre-packaged for you, and you just buy the pre-packaged uh, resale rights. So it's like a white label, or like going to Costco or Sam's and picking up a bulk order. You pay me one time, a very, very low amount, and then you get to resell it at the suggested retail price. And then you can make your money back with the first sale. This is not a guarantee. This is just something that you could do, education purposes only, but check out the description below and you can get more information. It's very, very, very cool. And I think you're going to love it if you're someone who is ready to go, starting over maybe, starting in a different lane maybe, and you don't know exactly what to sell. This is a great starter business. It's a great starter business because you can take this, make some money from it, and then build upon it. All right. So when I'm thinking about a pain point, I'm asking myself, what are people struggling with right now? If you think about what I just said in my call to action, which was what that was, I thought about what are the different steps that people go through in order to start a business, to have a successful business. At what at each point, and where can I find pain there? Because my niche and my target audience are entrepreneurs. So I said, well, people always ask me, how do I figure out the offer? I don't know what to sell. So one of the things I built was a solution, a painkiller solution, because if you don't have the offer, it's really hard to sell it. You can't do the rest of it, including making the money. So I said, well, let me create the offer for them, and then they can be off to the races. So that's an example of a painkiller. You also are going to look at what is trending and what are people willing to pay to fix it. So you're going to look at other people's information. Now, as I said before, I would start a freemium model inside of schools. So I would have a free version. I'm having conversations with those people every day. It doesn't mean I'm in there like hours and hours a day. It just means I'm going to do touch points where I'm coming in and I'm checking on my group. Even though they didn't pay for it, they're very, very important to me. And I'm going to thank them for their time and their energy and their attention by talking to them. And I'm going to direct them to where it might be helpful to them. Did you check out the classroom where I have this? Inside the classroom, I have stuff for free and I have stuff for upgrade and upsell. So there might be this resource in the classroom that everybody wants that I say in my videos and I say in my outreach. And then they have opportunities and reminders that there's other stuff available too. I'm also doing those one-on-one calls throughout this time because remember, we're barreling towards these 14 days when I'm going to have to start paying $9. So I'm doing phone calls. I'm getting information. I'm taking one call and I'm getting information. I'm taking another call and I'm trying to upsell. I'm taking another call and I just charged for it. I'm doing these experiments, these micro experiments to see what path is going to work. And I'm doing it with intention and I'm documenting it so I can write down what worked and what didn't. Who did I talk to? And if you're like, hey, I don't even know where I would send people, you can do like a 30-minute free call on Google Meets until you can pay for a Zoom or elsewhere. You can also just talk to people on your phone. You can, you can make it work. If you have a laptop, I know people who go to the library. There's usually some quiet rooms that are closed off where you can get on a call from the library. There are multiple things that I would figure out. I spent so much time in libraries when I was broke, so much time. And this was years ago, like a decade plus. And I know that that it's still possible because I'm on calls with people from libraries. Now I'm in week two, right? Two or three. And now I'm like, let me just get crazy on this traffic and visibility. I'm doing my YouTube. I'm being persistent and consistent, even though I'm not seeing a ton of traffic yet, because I know it takes a few days and weeks for YouTube to start to really understand my channel by looking at the transcripts of my videos. I'm getting better and better at my thumbnails and better at my titles and my hooks, the first few words that I say. For instance, go back to this video, go back to the very beginning and see what the first few words were. See if it caught your attention. If you're still here, it did. And that's what you want to do in your videos. So I'm thinking through, okay, what don't I know? And what can I search on ChatGPT and YouTube about YouTube that will help me get even better? I'm also thinking about, who do I know? I lost all my followers, but I didn't lose my friends. I didn't lose my past. So who can I go through my phone and look for, go through my emails and look for, who might be interested in me helping them by jumping on a phone call and walking them through something for $30? And before you say, nobody's going to do that, I did that when I was homeless. I just put it out there. I just said, I'm able to help you with this thing. Another thing I did when I was a teenager that I would do is I painted the letters on the curb of houses so that people, deliveries, could see their numbers more better with stencil. So if it came down to it and I needed to make a little bit of money in order to buy the AI tools and the virtual and digital tools that I needed to really stack thousands of dollars, I'm going to do stuff in the real world that I can control. And I can control sitting on the curb and painting by stencil. I can control, hey, can I go, pick up something for you? Can I go drop your laundry? Can I go do XYZ? I can control, can I get on a call with you and I'll help you build this? Or I can hand you something that you need that you don't want to do yourself. I'm doing everything I can at this point because I'm starting over. And by making these videos, I'm starting to have a few people see me. I'm starting to get a little bit of recognition. Oh, 10 people know me from my YouTube channel because I've posted over and over and over again. One long form per day or every other day. A couple of short forms per day. And you're saying, what about editing and all of that? Don't edit. Just record, but be ready. And you can trim the beginning so it can just start and just get to the point and be helpful. Think, and when you're making the video, say, how can I help someone today? I hope I'm helping you right now. Let me know and tell me if this is helpful to you in the comments right now. Make sure you are subscribed, and let me tell you how you're going to pull all this together. You have been making some odd ends meet kind of money. And now you're going to reinvest and you're going to start automating things. So now you are going to get the stand store. So you can have a really simple way for people to buy your digital product when you send them from YouTube. You're going to start now. You're going to get like an Instagram or LinkedIn. You're going to start to, or this is what I would do, is start to have a second platform that I'm now working on. Because I don't want to do two at once because it'll just take too much of my time and split my focus. But I'm going to get one in a rhythm and then I'm going to start a second one and start to get traffic there. Okay, I'm going to have an opinion. I'm going to have it loudly so that it gets attention. And I'm going to try to help people every single day. Then I'm going to invest. So I have this ends meet money. Now I have a couple $100, maybe even more. I am going to invest in Lovable for my landing pages, for flashy pages that can help me sell more. I am going to invest in Calendly that'll help me book dates, or the $100 stand store version that will help me do that instead of Calendly. I am going to invest in Canva Pro or Pixels, even better yet, Pikzels. Rewind this if you need to hear that again. I am going to invest in that to now have even better thumbnails that catch attention so people will click on my videos more often. I'm going to study. I'm not going to overthink. I'm just going to get started. I'm going to use free tools and free trials every single step of the way that I can. And I'm going to upgrade as soon as I can so that I can exponentially grow. And I'm going to start with service, helping people, doing things that don't scale to make some money. I'm going to have research in mind, and I'm going to connect with people. Another thing that I'm going to do is whenever possible, and again, I did this when I was homeless, I'm going to get into the room. I'm going to a physical location if I am able-bodied. I'm going to a physical location. Even if I get nervous, I'm still going to be there. And then the next time, maybe I'll talk to somebody. And then the next time, maybe I'll ask somebody something. But I'm going to put myself in proximity of other people who are doing things, who are dreaming big, so that I don't stay stagnant and so that people can see me. I can connect. Maybe I can partner up and collaborate with somebody. Maybe there's an opportunity that I didn't know was there. Maybe my customer is there waiting for me. They need me, but I wasn't there for them to meet. I'm going to put myself into situations that's going to make it so. And so in just a few weeks, I'm going to be back on my feet and I'm going to be ready to go. I'm going to find ultimately that wonderful product, that digital product most likely because it takes the least overhead and inventory. And I'm going to think about how every single day I can post some things online because that's free to do on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on. And I'm just going to iterate and I'm going to learn and I'm going to study and I'm going to learn and I'm going to iterate. And it's going to be like a flywheel. Remember, if you don't know what to sell or if you want to enhance what you sell, definitely go to the link below so you can see what options there are. I'm also adding new ones before, every few days I add new options for you. And I'll tell you this, more than 500 people joined my prompt shop in a box in the first 28 days. Something like 550 people. Really outrageous. So that's just one of the offers I have in that store. I want to see you win. I'm ready to go. If anything ever happens, I am ready for it. And I'm not knocking wood that I don't have to, but I want to help you start from wherever you are, whether you're starting from scratch or starting over.